Now, to just go in a little bit more detail to review the process of reconstructing arguments, what you need to do to be able to do this, let's take a look at the steps that you go through. The first thing you need to do is read the passage very carefully. You really need to maybe read it a few times, and even later on in the process you might want to go back and read it, do step one again. And you got to figure out what the author is saying. Don't jump to any conclusions. You want to be fair. You want to make this out to be the best argument that you possibly can on behalf of the author, even if you think the conclusion is completely wrong and totally unjustified. The next step is to figure out what the point is. What is the conclusion? What does the author want you to believe as a result of writing this and considering his or her reasons? And remember, the conclusion need not be stated. Sometimes it isn't. You're supposed to draw, sometimes an author will lay out some facts, some reasons, and you're supposed to draw the conclusion on his or her behalf. Now, having identified the conclusion, you're going to go back and try to figure out what are the reasons that the author is citing for this particular conclusion. And this is a process that you might be going back and forth about, because after you get your reconstruction and you look at it, you might say, gee, I don't think this is really what he wants to do. He has a better argument. But we'll come back to that later. And then you get up to the important step, step 5, write the argument in standard form. And by now, I hope you're nauseous hearing about standard form, but it will be, you write out the first premise, you write out the second premise, you write out the third premise, or you write out the nth premise. Remember, there can be one premise, there can be two premises, or there can be many premises. We draw the line, and then we write the conclusion. So there are the steps for argument analysis.